with Gloria. Today I want to share with you the secret for those delicious potato cakes. They come out delicious every time. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. Ingredients for the potato cakes. I have potatoes, rice flour, sugar, garlic powder, salt, cheese, Monterey Jack. For the salsa, I'm gonna need tomato, chili serranos, 1 garlic clove, water, and olive oil. This is everything we need to make those delicious potato cakes. So let's get started. Well, I am ready. I'm going to start with my vegetables and I'm going to go to the sink and I am going to rinse them one by one. You know, this is a very important step. We want to go ahead and just rinse every single one, especially the potatoes. You want to rub them in and make sure that you clean them very good. And now I want to start with my tomatoes and my garlic. We're going to make this delicious salsa, nice and simple, but yet really tasty. I'm going to cut my garlic clove through the middle and I'm going to cut and chop my tomato. I'm making 8 pieces out of 1 tomato. I have everything here in my saucepan. Let's take it to the stove and start cooking it. I am going to cook it for about 5 minutes until it's nice and boiling and the tomato is nice and soft, just like this. Now I'm going to turn off my stove and I'm going to take it to my working table where I'm going to go ahead and put all the tomato into my blender. I want to only add the tomato and the garlic cloves. I'm leaving the juice behind. To this, I'm going to add the salt. Remember that the salt is to taste, okay? So the salt is to taste. Let's blend it just for a couple minutes until everything is nice and incorporated. To tell you the truth, it just needs about 2 to 3 minutes and this is done. I have a plate here and I'm going to start adding all this delicious salsa. Look at this. Let me taste it and see how this tastes. This is perfect. I don't need to add more salt to it. Look how chunky, how smooth, but yet it's not too runny. Just perfect for my potato cakes. Well, here I have my potatoes and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start cutting the edges and I'm going to start peeling them completely. Just make sure that you take those little black spots from the potato. We want to make sure that the potatoes are really nice and peeled. And now I am ready to slice them because we're not going to put them inside the water to boil. We're going to steam them. This is, I know, you're going to say, why steam? Because steamed, when you steam the potato, they get nice and soft, and yet you don't need to add any egg to this mixture. I'm just adding just enough water to the bottom, and I'm going to start organizing all the slices of the potato right on the top. I don't want them to go into the water at all. Okay, this is completely done and let me show you how they're going to steam. They're all on top of this rack. They're not actually touching the water at all. I am going to cover them and let it cook for about 5 minutes. And now I am ready to start cutting my serrano chiles. Remember, if you don't like spicy food, you could just add half of the serrano or just 1 serrano chili. Well, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to dice it really small, really tiny, so that it will incorporate completely into my Monterey cheese. I'm adding it in this plate, and now I am ready to start shredding my Monterey cheese. Look at this. It's nice and fluffy, nice and airy, and the little pieces are really nice and soft. I'm gonna need just 1 cup of the Monterey cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and add the little pieces of the serrano chiles right on the top, and then just mix them around. You want to make sure that you mix everything completely so that you could have a bite of the serrano chili and the Monterey Jack cheese. Well, here I'm just gonna put it aside, and let's go check and see how the potato is doing. I'm gonna get just 1 piece, and I'm gonna try it and see if it's nice and soft. I have a fork here. Once it starts coming apart, well, then this is done. I'm gonna turn my stove off, and I'm gonna take it off the heat, and I'm gonna start getting everything out of my pan. I added all my spices. I added my salt, my garlic powder, my rice flour, and I mixed everything completely. Look at this. I'm making my little balls, and right on the center I make an indentation where I'm going to start adding my Monterey Jack cheese. And please be generous with your cheese. Just like this. Look at this. I'm just going to move on around and make the little balls. Remember, you can make them as big or as small as you would like. Look at this. They look so soft. The mixture is really, really soft, and the Monterey cheese is really nice and airy and fluffy. Well, I'm going to make one more so that you can see how easy it is. I know that it really takes time doing them, but once you do it, you're going to continue enjoying this delicious recipe with your family. These potato cakes come out so delicious, and yet nice and soft, and they're not really spicy, but they have a kick to it. So I know you guys are really going to love it, especially with that simple sauce that you're going to add right on the top. This is just amazing. Well, I'm going to continue making the rest, and then I'll show you when I am completely done making my potato cakes. But they are very easy to make. I am completely done making them, and look how they look. They're nice and smooth from the top. They're not crackling or dry at all. They are not. We didn't even need any eggs. I have my pan here nice and hot. My skillet, I added some olive oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And now I am ready to just put them in there. I'm going to leave them just for about 2 minutes on each side. We just want them to get nice and brown. Remember, everything is already cooked. You just want to have that special look when they're nice and crispy from each side. Of course, some of them are going to ooze just a little bit of cheese, but you know something? That's okay. Let me continue flipping them. Look how they look. They're only gonna be there for just a little bit. I want to show you. I am completely done with all of them, but I want to show you how they look from the inside. Look how delicious this looks. You could even see the little green specks of the serrano chili. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I am ready to taste it. I am so ready. So I'll see you in a bit. My friends, I am completely done with this delicious potato cakes full of cheese and a little bit of spice. They're not too hot, but they're just perfect. Let's see how this came out. I'm going to add a little bit of salsa because I really like this tomato salsita. It's not hot at all, but it gives it such a delicious flavor. Let's see how this came out. This is the part I really love and enjoy. Excuse me. You know something? The potato is so creamy, so delicious, and that a little bit of chili that I added, it's not hot, it's just perfection. You know, the sugar and the salt, a great combination. This potato cakes really came out delicious. Excuse me. Perfection. Remember, my friends, if you don't like spicy food, just omit the serrano chilies. But to tell you the truth, they give it such a delicious flavor, but yet they're not spicy at all. If you liked and loved my recipe, please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video with your friends, with your relatives, with your neighbors, and of course in social media. Don't forget to push the notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated so every time I make a delicious recipe, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I'll see you on the next delicious recipe. And I will stay enjoying these delicious potato cakes. See you soon. Bye-bye.